this lecture, we will build, deploy and test our application. Before we go ahead and do that, there are tiny little typos here. We will find them when we do a build and deploy. But as I quickly reviewed this file, I found one typo right here with the account ID in the bucket name. This should be account, 2 C's, and the I should be capital. Copy that, paste it below as well, where we refer to the same bucket when we define the policy. And on the last line, this key should be events, S3 events key. Not event, events, and then followed by S3 object created, which is okay. Now go to the command line. Make sure you are under the project directory, patient checkout, execute SAM build, followed by we'll do a guided deployment once it finishes. The build is done. SAM deploy -- guided the very first time we do it. Give it a stack name, call it patient. Checkout is the cloud formation stack name. Rest of them I am going to use the default values. Just keep hitting enter. Let it start creating the stack. If there are any issues with the template.aml, it will report them right here. If not, a change set will be created and we can do other work as it creates the stack for us. Looks okay so far. Let it create the stack. In the meantime, you can download this JSON file which has the data, patient data.json. If you have downloaded the projects from Git, you will find this under this patient checkout Maven project, patient data.json, or from the resources of this lecture as well, you will be able to download this file. This file has a JSON array with 2 JSON objects with 2 patient details. Bharat is the first patient and Sharath, my brother, is the second patient. So we are going to use this JSON array. We'll upload this to the S3 bucket and see if our Lambda gets triggered, if our Lambda processes this data and logs the output as expected by our code. This part of it does all that for us. So let's see if the stack creation has completed. It is still doing it. I'm going to pause the recording. Once it finishes, we'll come here and test it. Or in the meantime, you can go to your AWS console. Make sure you are on S3 so that we'll be able to access it. I'm going to pause the recording as that finishes. The stack was created successfully. You can go check all the resources that got created by going to CloudFormation. You know how to do that. Or straight away go to S3 because we are confident that our stack has the Lambda function and the S3 bucket. Once you go to the S3 service, you should be able to see the new bucket in there. See this patient checkout bucket. It uses the stack name, then the account ID, and then the region. That is how this name was derived from our template.aml. Go into the bucket, click on this upload button. This is where we are going to add files. So click on add files and you can browse to the patient.json that you would have downloaded. Open that, scroll down and you will find the upload button. Hit that upload button. As soon as this upload finishes, now it would have triggered an event which will hit our Lambda function. That is how we have configured the event in template.aml file. Here, this S3 event would have triggered this Lambda function. If everything would have finished successfully, you can go to services, Lambda, and we will check the logs of our Lambda function. See this Lambda function, patient checkout, that's the Lambda function that got created in the stack. Go to monitoring right away. Go to view logs in CloudWatch, click on that button, which will open a new tab. Click on the log stream that is available. And we have the log right there. Expand that. See that? The patient details, the complete array. The first name is Bharat, that is the first object. Then the first name is Sharath, that is the second object. So we have 2 different patients and 2 different events that we can fire off to SNS, which we'll be doing in lectures later on. So in this lecture, you have successfully tested by building and deploying your AWS Lambda, and you have seen the S3 event in action. So S3 event was fired asynchronously. So that guy, when we upload something to S3, it has invoked or triggered this Lambda function asynchronously, and this guy processed the data and it logged it to, it has logged it to the CloudWatch logs.